What's up everyone, this is Wipeout with IronStarMovement.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing Top Gun for the PlayStation 3.
Hey, my scope just went out.
Yeah, my needles are going crazy.
Scope's back on, and, guys, we got company.
Top Gun is an aerial combat game based on the 1986 movie of the same title, released exclusively for the PlayStation 3 on the PlayStation Network for $14.99 and weighing in at under 250 megabytes. At the start of the game, you're treated to the movie's theme song, and from here, you have a few places to go. Single player is divided into campaign mode, horde mode, and tutorial. The tutorial missions have you playing the role of Maverick, Tom Cruise's character from the movie, flying with Goose, played by Anthony Edwards. The tutorial mission has Jester, Michael Ironside, barking orders at you, and if you kill him, that's a trophy. Playing through the rest of the story mode, you'll get to experience all kinds of moments from the movie, like Iceman, Val Kilmer's character, constantly talking shit to you and trying to get you kicked out of Top Gun, and the tower commander spilling coffee on himself and yelling, "I want some butts!" after pulling a high-speed flyby of the command center upon mission completion. The graphics aren't anything to brag about, but download size is small and the loading times are short. The plane's models are good enough, but the textures could be sharper. The F-14's wings spread out based on speed, and all of the jet's thrusters and wing flaps move realistically. The dynamic lighting looks decent. Water and ground textures are average, but there are nearly no cities or buildings on the train, which makes the game look very bland. Beginning the campaign, you start with the F-14. You'll unlock 2 additional American jets and some new flight helmets, although I still haven't quite figured out how or what the helmets are used for. After completing the single-player mission, you'll also have access to the 3 Soviet jets, which statistically mirror the 3 American jets. The jets are rated 1 through 5 stars in the categories of speed, maneuverability, and payload. The 3 jets available for the American side are the F-14, F-16, and FA-18. The Soviet jets are the MiG-31, MiG-29, and Su-27. Each of them have about 4 different paint jobs, and each of the jets can equip short-range, medium-range, or long-range missiles, which each have their own statistics based on a 1 to 5 star scale in the categories of range, damage, maneuverability, and ammunition, but does not let you mix and match missiles in your loadout. You'll have to have either all SRMs, MRMs, or LRMs, but luckily you also have your Vulcan cannon to work with, which has no usage limitations. Enemies in the game comprise mainly of other selectable jets, but you'll also find yourself up against various boats, ground targets, and bombers, many of which are capable of jamming your radar and instrument panels, preventing you from locating targets or acquiring missile lock. Horde mode is taken straight from Gears of War, pitting you against endless waves of aircraft to dogfight against until you're overwhelmed and die. You have a max number of missiles carried at one time, depending on which aircraft and missile type you've selected, but ammo is unlimited as each missile is replenished on a timer after being fired away. For countermeasures, you have a flare, and your aircraft's armor regenerates after a few seconds of evading enemy fire, which makes the Horde mode a lot more manageable. Online modes include Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, Bombing Run, and Top Gun. For the most part, Top Gun plays similarly to Hawks. When you engage in a dogfight, you can switch to CFI, Controlled Flight Instability Mode, which pulls the camera out far and allows you to track your target more easily. CFI mode only lasts for a little bit and then must recharge on a timer. Your afterburner is also on a timer, leaving the only evasive move you have at your disposal all of the time down to a single high G turn, which is performed by boosting and braking simultaneously in any direction that you choose. The only aspect of the gameplay which I found problematic stemmed from the poor controller layouts available. Your missile countermeasure, the flare, is bound to the left on the D-pad, which is the worst possible position for it. You're forced to take your thumb off of the analog stick, relinquishing control of your plane while you go to drop a flare. I don't understand why they couldn't have mapped flare to one of the many unused face buttons on the controller. Top Gun for the PS3 is an entertaining throwback to the old movie, although it would have been nice to have some full-motion video cutscenes from the movie, like they showed in the game's trailer, and maybe a reference to the NES version of the game. Why couldn't they give us a mission where we had to land on an aircraft carrier? This game has some simple design flaws, but for those who are willing to overlook these, they'll have a fun time. So here's how the final score breaks down. First up is gameplay and fun factor. I give it a 7.5. There's plenty of fun stuff to do here, although this game's worst enemy is its control schemes. There's only 2 to choose from for regular controllers, and a third is available for flight sticks. There's simple fun to be had, but hardcore dogfighters will curse the poor button layouts. Let us remap or at least fix the flare button placement. For presentation, I give it a 6.5. When you start the game, you get the Top Gun theme song, and Horde mode is set to the song Highway to the Danger Zone. The soundtrack is pulled straight from the movie, and cutscenes include some classic one-liners from the film. Old school full-motion video from the movie would have made this rad. Cutscenes and takeoff landing sequences could have improved this category also. Graphics and sound I give a 7.0. The soundtrack is pulled straight from the movie. The landscapes are kind of simple, but the jets are crafted well enough to keep you amused as you watch them soar through the skies. The frame rate is solid and the draw distance is decent, but the resolution looks poor. Increased ground object population could have improved this score. Replay value I give a 9.0. Beyond the relatively short campaign, you can challenge yourself endlessly in Horde mode, and multiple online game types will keep you coming back for more. For balance, I give it an 8.0. The 3 Russian jets mirror the 3 American jets, and each of them have access to the same weapons. It's a little unimaginative, but it keeps things simple. Price value, I give a 7.5. At $14.99, this game is probably one tier higher in pricing than it should be, but I feel that this game would have felt like a great purchase at $9.99. The replay value found in Horde mode and the various online multiplayer modes are this game's saving grace. The final score is 7.6. This game does have some design flaws, but for those who are willing to overlook them, they'll have a fun time.